Hello and welcome back to Panzer Corps and Guderian. Let's take a quick look at the setup. There's nothing special here. Our deployed forces is quite reduced. As on the other difficulties, I left out the level bombers, I reduced the infantry, and I focused on units that have low experience. I almost completely left out Earth ranks because I want to save prestige and I want not to get hit by the prestige, by the soft cap as bad. And so that's the setup. Those are the units I left out. And let's take a look at the actual mission. See you at the replay mode. So here we are. Let's kick things off. We're starting to move Army Group south. And while they're moving, there are great news for Panzer Corps fans. Not only that Soviet Corps is about to get released, there will be some other content I've read in the forums. We are taking the first city. That's no problem. Surround them, use the mass attack bonus. It's not yet official what it will be, but I've heard or read that it will be a grand campaign for the Allied side. So that would really be nice. And it also means we will have replay or let's play content for years to come. I'm immediately freeing this place to make room for them to buy reinforcements. I want to soak them down here. And Army Group South is actually quite experienced, so if you're not on Manstein, they are doing a good job. It might be interesting how far you can get with Army Group South only. Never tried that. We are taking them out, reducing the entrenchment to 0 or 1, suppressing them and then taking the city. The whole thing here feels more like a commando operation actually. Going in fast, no losses, no survivors. I think we're, with a little bit more luck, we could have done it without getting any damage whatsoever. Not on Army Group South, but on our core forces. That would be interesting, if that's doable. And I came very close. Obviously the fighters sometimes take damage. They don't buy down there, that's bad. They're reinforcing there, I don't like that. Because of the river, it's not really difficult, but it's annoying to take this. Much easier at Kiev. And it all goes really smooth. All units are where they are supposed to be. And I think we used around 2000 prestige for reinforcing and upgrade. No, we didn't upgrade anything, I think. Yeah, and it's important to immediately get the trenches, don't let them dig in. And it's difficult to attack the city with the artillery in place. We first want to drain its ammunition. And we're bringing a lot of troops here. And yeah, we are already crossing the Dnieper. Yeah, and mass attack really helps. If you experience more losses than necessary, try to exploit this mechanic. It increases or it decreases the enemy initiative, and yeah, that means that when you have a lucky roll, it really swings in your favor because the enemy can't shoot back. And it prevents, most of the time, the baddest impact of bad luck, of unlucky rolls. Yeah, trapping the enemy planes, and this is the single mistake I make. I don't know if you can call it a mistake, but I'm not guarding my troops enough, and I think that are about the only losses we take. A plane might, fighter plane might get hit, but that's it, I think. It's a few days ago since I played it, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, never underestimate the power of initiative. Once again, arranging my fighters and doing it in the right order so that a maximum of fighters are in attack position and have an active attacking possibility on each of those. Yeah, defense is good for planes. And now the revenge was terrible. The enemy air force is almost completely destroyed. Now they are suppressed, and with the support of mass attack, and we are not attacking with those, shuffling in a fresh unit. So every time 3 units are on the attack. Not here, but here we got very lucky. Yeah, and that's it. Kiev on turn 3. I think that's a record. Yeah, and commando style, we're breaking through with our scouting unit, gaining complete vision of the enemy. We don't know that they have reinforced there, but I'm suspecting it. Yeah, and it's easy to clean up suppressed Russian infantry. They have low defense values. Yeah, they are trying to counterattack. They caught this unit on the river. And we have not really a good option. I want to force this unit to retreat, but it doesn't happen. Since this is was guarded by 2 artillery pieces, it's not too easy to break the river defense there. Yeah, this one has range 4. That's really helpful. And you can use the river as guard for your artillery. All is protected. This is a nice defensive setup. And since we know there's no anti-aircraft fire, we can simply destroy them. And here a fighter takes damage. That was unsuspected. But an unlucky roll always can happen. Yeah, and Army Group Faust does a great job. It's advisable to bring the Nebelwerfer. One moment, let's pause. That's a mistake I've always made, trying to break this city. There's a Nebelwerfer there. You don't only need 1 unit to defend. They're not attacking. And the Nebelwerfer is not ideally used here. It has only a range of 2. There's a guarding artillery behind, so it's kind of a waste. It has a transport on it, so if you bring it here, you can absolutely smash those cities. Without the Nebelwerfer, it's not that easy. But if you bring the tanks and all the infantry to this front, you can break through in force and not force a breakthrough on 1, 2, 3 locations, but instead concentrate your power on 2 locations. That's a lot more efficient. Yeah, now we know everything. So there was a discussion on the forums why scouting units don't work like they are supposed to. You cannot go behind the enemy lines and do some scouting. Well, you can. Once again, suppressing the enemy, trying to force them back. That was actually a mistake. I should have hit it with the plane first. Yeah, and here we slowly have to whittle them down, and now we're through. This one is out of ammunition, so we can't bring up the defending artillery. Once again, a mistake. Should have brought this one first for mass attack bonus. Then most likely would have been gone. But I'm not as careful with Army Group 1000 as I should be, I think. And once again, the Nebelwerfer is an absolutely great addition to this attacking force. Yeah, and a lot of dangerous pieces have been cleared. Yeah, and that's absolutely a good idea. Get rid of this anti-aircraft cannon. Then your air force can do the job. And yeah, Kiev defense is knocked down from behind. Yeah, and infantry in the open against the modern tanks. That's not even fair. Yeah, and even the Panzer I is doing a great job. But no, that was too much to handle for it. Yeah, and as always, once your air force can go in, it's as good as over. I'm not shooting with this one because I need the defensive capability. Attack, that's good. Yeah, and the anti-tank cannons are perfect targets for the Air Force. And for infantry as well. But this is a really crappy cannon, I think. But still, despite the loss of one health point on a fighter and this getting stupidly bombarded by the enemy fighters, no losses. And even the losses on Army Group 1000 are, yeah, extremely moderate. Now we are already through, it's turn 6. So this is how you could do a decisive victory on Guderian. Would be no problem actually. Because the last target we have to take is this one. Yeah, this one as well. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to keep the shot on this one. Yeah, and once again exploiting the limited vision range of some units. Yeah, plus attack. And this actually is a big concentration of enemy forces. Only 1 damage. So bring in additional fighters. Yeah, now it's cleanup time for the Air Force. Yeah, there are more targets to take, but we could take them in 1 or 2 turns. One moment. You cannot access this message in the replay mode. I don't know how many turns we have for decisive victory, but I'm sure it would be possible. Only this city has to be taken, and Army Group South could do this on its own, if necessary. They had no ammunition for the ambush. And I'm taking no risks at all. Always suppressing and then attacking. And I even bother to finish this one off immediately. This one is on the river, so it's not at full efficiency. Yeah, and they managed to avoid the trap. More by luck, I think. But this one put up quite some resistance. It took us 9 turns to take it. Or 8 turns. So that's what I meant. This is annoying. It slows you down considerably. And those are all minor targets, but we obviously want to take them, and we got back our experience already. Our prestige. And I'm trying to get more. This one might surrender as well. Knight's Cross. Nah, actually not. It is quite heavily entrenched, and if you knock it down enough, there's not much left. So it's not worth trying to force a surrender there. But my fighters are busy digging them out. Unfortunately not hitting anything, but doesn't matter, it digs them out. But the experience would be nice actually. And you should do 1 damage. These are all bad RNG rolls. And I really don't take risks. I could have attacked this one with no losses, was the prediction. But made sure not to get unlucky here. Now I want to do it without losses or any more losses. Wasn't the plan from the beginning. And this is not great against infantry, so don't worry to put infantry in front of them. Yeah, and the river is bad positioning. Yeah, that's, well, the prestige accumulates. Yeah, forced it on the river first. Yeah, and the fighters... Ah, yeah, it's cloudy. That's okay. Once again. Yeah, now. Finally. A hit. But this heavy artillery absolutely does its job. That will change. The missions that are 43, the artillery gets way less efficient. Yeah, once again, could have moved this in earlier. And once again, yeah, the river crossings are a little bit annoying. What's that? Sell River. But on the other hand, that's a lot of experience for the Air Force. And it's great to have very damaged units to force the surrenders. Otherwise you're completely destroying them. Yeah, and that's the point where you are running out of fuel and ammunition. So if you're doing a speed run, keep this in mind. And we're not taking this city, because that would end the mission. Yeah, now it's time to deal with this one. No need to do it early in the mission. Much easier that way. Yeah, now I'm deliberately flipping the order of attack, using the artillery first to give the fighters a better chance, because I'm quite annoyed by them not doing any damage. Yeah, we don't care for rugged defense. Yeah, that's 10, 15, 20 prestige points. Not much, but it accumulates. The Russian infantry is very cheap, so not much to be gained here, but it adds. Yeah, now we have to be quick. Because we have 3 turns left. Wow, attack +3 on the bomber. That's absolutely helpful. Yeah, the non-core fighter always seems to do better. I don't know why, but this one is raking in kills like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, quick. We have to be quick in order to completely finish off the map. Movement for the tank is great. You can convert it to a mouse later or a Tiger 2. They're slow as hell. And they're even Italian, no, Romanian troops, I guess. Italian, okay. Yeah, it's Italian. Didn't know that. I thought Army Group South featured a lot of Romanians, but never mind. Another great opportunity. This one will do no damage, hopefully, but force a surrender. Yeah, 1 damage, but yeah, that is a lot of prestige. You can watch here, going the count up. That's not that great because the tanks always wipe them out completely. But I want the experience on my core forces, if in doubt. Yeah, final artillery bombardment. Last job for the Luftwaffe. Fails again. Yeah, that's it. Last turn and we did it. So this is a really big map with a lot of units, but this one was really smooth. As I already mentioned, only 1 damage on the plane and, well, 2 artillery pieces got damaged by fighters due to not taking care, but otherwise in the regular fighting absolutely no damage taken, so that's something I'm a little bit proud of. So have a good time and good night, see you next time, bye.